Okay, everybody, I think it's fixed. I think it's fixed. Tell me, how does this sound for you guys? How does this sound? What about this? What about this? Does this sound good? Please tell me it sounds good. Also, welcome back. I really apologize for all of the wonderful, wonderful technical difficulties. I'm not sure really what happened, but I think it's fixed. Like, I know the wind in this place is very annoying. I apologize for that. But I think the volume and the microphone decided to agree finally. How does this sound, guys? How does this sound? Sounds good? Thank golly gee, that was super frustrating. Glad it sounds good. Glad everything's back to the way it was, because that works way better for me. Although my noise gate seems to be a little bit sensitive. That's not hard to fix. That one, I didn't set those settings back. I should have. Just gonna go adjust the noise gate back to their settings, because I forgot to fix that one after I set everything else up. Give me my mouse back. Go. Settings. Noise gate. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so noise gate is on. You can only hear me when I'm talking, hopefully. And back to the game with decent sounding volume. Okay. Almost in time for lunch. That is the curse. Almost in time for lunch. What it boiled down to, in case I have this happen to me again, and I need to fix it, what it boiled down to was I needed to uninstall my microphone and reinstall it. Not sure why, but I found a YouTube video of somebody having the exact same problem, and that worked. So that guy is still hard. That guy is still hard to fight. Am I enjoying the game, by the way? I seem to be liking it more than you, at least. You really want to like it because it's more Dark Souls. You kind of love the first one, but actually having a hard time even playing the game. I am enjoying this game. There are certain things that I like better about this game than the first Dark Souls, but there's a lot of there's a lot of love for the first Dark Souls. I am enjoying it. But I tend to enjoy just about every game I play. It's hard for me not to enjoy the game. Yeah, so like I'm enjoying it. I do think that traversing the world is a lot more frustrating. Like just walking the world to get to the bosses is a lot more frustrating. Bosses themselves I find easier. It's like this weird balance between they've made the game, I feel, a little bit more frustrating because you spend more time traversing the world than you do fighting bosses. And I think I preferred the bosses being really hard and the world being comparatively easy more than what they have going on with this. That might just be me. Like it was less frustrating to run past enemies and run through the world and just slash away pretty easily at the enemies, and get to the boss and then die immediately. Like that was okay, because like I think there's an expectation that the boss was supposed to be hard. Just like the feeling of artificial difficulty, sending two fast guys against you isn't hard, it's just frustrating. Yeah, there's that too, like they seem to have taken the idea that the game should be difficult and tried to apply it everywhere, I feel like. Yeah, I agree completely with that guy with the big mace, and that he should be slower. Like, that, I do not mind at all that mace one hits me. Like, that is okay. That is completely fine. One hit KO, sure. That works. Like, I do not mind that at all. Not even a little bit, because, like, that mace is as big as I am. Like, realistically, it's as big as I am. There's no reason for it to be that quick. I agree with that. Like that's the world. Like that's the enemies traversing the world that are causing those problems. This place is weird because it's like this big, giant, empty space. Nothing here. I already talked to the dragon. I'm afraid to attack the dragon. I really want to, but I'm afraid to. Also, these guys probably wouldn't like that if I did. I do want to finish this one though, because like it's like I said, it is more frustrating because I feel like going through the world isn't actually the interesting part. Fighting the bosses and reading the lore and stuff, that's interesting, Just trying to get from point A to point B isn't particularly wrong. Try attacking him, what can go wrong? So much can go wrong. Like, that guy there, he's huge, he's got a big shield, but he can skid across that faster than I can run. Like, he can... Doesn't make any sense. Also, it hurts a lot. But I feel like that's probably why... I feel like that's probably why they made it so that enemies eventually stop spawning. Was because otherwise it would get incredibly frustrating. Constantly have to deal with these guys. I am, like, this is the thing, I am getting better at fighting him. Like, I'm getting better at fighting this guy, like... Challenges aren't unsurmountable. They're just... not in the right place. Like, the hard parts should be the bosses, I think. Not off to a great start. Like, that shield bash thing happens way too quickly. And there's, like, no getting away from it. It's like, I know when he's gonna do it, but he moves so fast. But I'm a pretty zippy character. I'm not slow. Or heavy. Like, he just turned like 180 degrees and then 90 degrees in the opposite direction. Without batting an eye. I will read that paragraph in just a minute, Mighty Cat. No worries about it though. So it can't be too bad, or Nightbot would have done something about it, so it can't be that bad. so close. Also, I think I died, like, I don't even know, I wasn't even counting how many times I died while I was trying to fix that. I'm gonna have to really check the offline death counter. Okay, so what'd you say? We're more or less stuck. Tracking of the attacks. Seems you've noticed there's more. Good Dark Soul. Did. So it was brutal, unforgiving, but it was still fair. Enemies winding up attacks, run behind him. He basically turns around and hits me. And that's yeah, I agree completely with that. Like, that is very, very brutal. You're just kind of whiny about the game in general at the moment. Yeah, like, I completely get that, because it does. And I mean, like, if that was happening with, like, the one little zippy fast character, sure. Like, I get that, like, you can have your ninja caliber fighting machines, but the fact that I have to make sure I'm wearing basically nothing to roll around quickly, and you can have these things that are like gigantic metal, iron, golem statues that can turn on a dime and swing. Like, I get that they're strong, but like, there's still a lot going on there that definitely makes it feel less balanced than the first one. The first one definitely felt a lot more balanced overall. But there are certain things like that I can't complain too much, because there are certain things that I actually really like about this game that they didn't do in the first one. So, like, I like having life gems. I like having life gems. I like that they sort of came up with a way to force you to use humanity more. I like that. But I feel like because they did that there, they really could have cut down on the number of NPC invades that happen. Like, I don't care at all for those. Like, if I want to fight an NPC, I'll just fight an enemy. I don't need them to invade me with a character. Like, that's just redundant. Yeah, it happens a lot with these big guys. Like, it seems like all of the enemies are set up in such a way that they can do like a full 180-degree turn when, like, because there's the wind up, which I get. Like, they wind up and they keep that direction until they go for the attack, and then they turn and face you. So you have to wait to dodge them until they're facing you. And they seem to be able to do that on a dime. Now, like, I would be okay if they, like, wound up and then they could turn, depending on the enemy type, a certain degree, so that you have to make sure you still have to dodge in the right direction and all that stuff. But when dodging backwards is most of the time the best thing to do, unless they have a really long weapon. I'm not sure if I noticed that, Mighty Cat. I don't know if I noticed that their attacks were at varying speeds. I did notice that the attacks were like the rate that they would attack was not what I expected. I think for the most part I've adapted to that. No, I do think I know what you're talking about, but I think it's actually, he probably learnt it. Because, like, I found that some of the attacks were happening not at the speed, like, they were intentionally delayed. It was like, I'm gonna hit you! You know? Like, they sort of, like, intentionally stopped partway through just to throw you off. And I'm wondering, I wonder if they did that because they were having problems. Like, they obviously wanted to make the enemies cooler and more challenging than Dark Souls. Like, that part's okay. I think for those early ones, you sort of actually learn what you're trying to do. So, oh, I just realized I don't have my notepad out, but it's very important that I have my notepad out. Doing something. So, I mean, I probably should have said this earlier, but talk about this real quick again. So, I just had Nightbot quickly give you guys the 1-2 on a little thing that I'm doing. Because we just did the craft fair, we just did the craft show here, so we have a thing that if anybody's interested in winning, win. This is what we're doing. This nice little ornament. Making guy purposely stopping his attack for a brief moment is just frustrating. Well, I think the problem that I had with it was it made me feel like the game was lagging. Like, it made me feel like the game was, like, chugging harder than it was. And it definitely isn't. Like, the game runs perfectly on my computer. That's the other thing, is the game is harder to dodge because of how they changed how the stats work. It is harder to dodge, I did notice that. I sort of don't mind it because although they seem to have made dodging way more important. But like, if you're not a dodging character, you're at a very big disadvantage. Like, I play a dodgy character and I die all the time. I don't have very much health or hits. Like, I don't know, maybe they were collecting stats and they found that the majority of the players were building like super beef tank characters or something. I don't know. I assume they were collecting stats, because, like, I know from working with games and in games that's like one of the most important things you can do. Like timing is one of the tricky things, because you have to make sure you have all the time you need to do your actions, like healing, which I seem to be doing pretty terrible at the moment. Yeah, I agree. Like, my health was also pretty low in Dark Souls 1, I think. I mean, I don't have much to compare it against, but I was definitely going for the speedier, dodgier, faster. And I think maybe part of it is, like, if I start an attack, it takes a long time for me to get out of it, where it doesn't take these guys a long time to switch their actions. Might make it feel a little less responsive. And the poise, that's a piece of shit. That part there pisses me off, because, like, really, if something were gonna hit me that hard that it, like, stops me in my tracks, I really think it should just actually knock me back so that I can at least recover, instead of just getting stun locked all the time, because that is frustrating. I get stun locked all the time. Hey Devil! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Right now we're complaining about some of the challenges that this game is presenting. Yeah, right now we're ranting a little bit, but I'm gonna post it again, because you might be interested in that. Yeah, right now we're talking about we're comparing Dark Souls 2 to Dark Souls 1, and about some of the things that they changed that seem a bit to be out of whack. Like this guy in particular. How fast these guys can turn? Just broken sometimes. Of course, now that you're here, he's not going to do it, but... Dark Souls 1 is the best. I do think overall so far, like, I mean, I can't compare it completely to Dark Souls 2 because I haven't finished it yet, but I do think I enjoyed Dark Souls 1 mechanically more. Like, the mechanics were a lot less frustrating with just how combat works. Like, this guy... I've been fighting this guy enough, so he shouldn't be a problem. Like, I can telegraph all of his moves, I know what's going on and when it's going to happen, and he still kicks my butt because he does that! He does exactly that! Where he's like, okay, I'm gonna swing rah! Crazy barbarian mad blood rage of a giant golem. So, you know, there's that. It doesn't bother, like, personally, I still enjoy the struggle, and I'm I like to pretend I'm patient enough to deal with it, but it seems very one-sided where the NPCs can dodge and turn on a dime. I have to wait for animations to finish. But Demon's Souls is awesome. I mean, I am quite interested to play that game. Like I said, I need to get a capture card first, but I am very interested to play that game. But I will prevail. I will beat Dark Souls 2. I will conquer it and master it and make it my bitch. That's the only way to go into. Oh, that was not a good start. Well, at least I didn't waste a healing item. So, Devil, just to be sure, Demon's Souls doesn't, like, Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, and I assume Dark Souls 3, all sort of actually take place in the same universe, right? But, like, Demon's Souls and Bloodborne are actually different. Like, they're a different universe. Is that right? Like, or do they all take place in sort of the same world/universe? Like, I know they share a lot of gameplay elements. Okay, Mighty Cat, I will be here. I might have to take a quick break. I'll take a quick lunch break, and when I do, it might be a little bit longer than normal because I need to go pick up some batteries for KT Cat. So KT Cat is home. As you'll notice, she's in the chat right now. She's not feeling well, so that means I get to do some of the running around. She probably caught something at the craft shop. Ow. That's what we suspect, that she managed to pick something up from the wonderful crowd of people, and right now I suspect it's the flu, and I'm hoping that I don't get affected by it, because I actually got the flu shot this year, which is the first time in a couple years that I've done it. Demon's Souls is in the Dark Souls universe. Bloodborne is the only one that's in a different universe. Do you wish... That's sweet of you, Devil. Kitty Cat, if you're paying attention, say thanks. Yeah. Okay, so Bloodborne's the only one that's in a different universe. That's kind of interesting. I assume they still have a lot of the same, like... They still have souls and stuff? Or, well... This is not how this is supposed to go. Not at all. ET Cat just sent me an email. Instead of printing on her own, which I'm pretty sure I've set her laptop to be able to do, she emails them to me so that I print them for her. I'm mostly certain I set her laptop up to print. Tried printing on your own, it didn't work. Can I switch to Mass Effect? Hey Gat311, welcome to the stream. theoretically I could, but I'm not going to because that would be against my schedule. That would be against my schedule, and I do intend on sticking to it. Which actually, by the way, if you click on the calendar, or on the schedule graphic now, it actually will take you to a Google Calendar with my schedule that I think will adjust like for your time zones and stuff. I'm hoping that's pretty cool. I don't know for sure, but I think it's pretty cool. So, you know, there's that. This is my Dark Souls day. This week is mostly Dark Souls and 2 days of Mass Effect, and then next week it's the other way around. I do it specifically because I don't want to get tired of any one game. Like, I found by the end of, when I was doing exclusively Dark Souls 1, I found by the end of it I was getting a little bit oversaturated with it. You can see the pain when I know I'm going to die. When it's like, nope, the game has locked me into a situation that I am going to die in. You too, Gat311, you too. I will see you tomorrow. Have yourself a wonderful day. Well, see, the thing is, I have tried spells, and spells make them a lot easier. Like, spells are my specialty, right? But I've also defeated all of these guys with the sword, and I don't like using my spells unless I need to. But I know, like, I'm primarily playing a caster, and spells are the way to go for casters. Like, I get that, and it's silly that I'm not using them. But, like, if I switch over to spells, and even, I don't even think I need to go to my strong ones. I'm pretty sure I could just switch to my slow ones. This is where the small arena gets into play, because, like... Because if I'm gonna be this close to them anyways, not much difference between using spells and my sword. Especially if I ever get a heal in. Like, spells let me keep my range a little bit better. Then I've used up a whole bunch of spells. I like keeping those for things that are supposed to be hard. You guys shouldn't be hard. I should dodge. Like, that one there was my fault. But, like, the part where I feel like it's a little bit unbalanced is that my primary strategy to make it to the boss is to kill the enemies until they stop spawning. Like, that part there, I feel like, is the biggest... Like, I like that that happens, because otherwise the game would be incredible. Like, I would still be at the beginning of the game, and it would be incredibly frustrating. So, like, that is the fix to the problem that they created, and it's probably the best fix for it. But without addressing the problem at the root, I guess. did his super fast turnaround that he did, and I can beat him. And he felt fair, but if he had hit me, I would have still probably died. That's fair. That's 100% fair. That immediate 180-degree turn with the smackdown that breaks it. And I'm not 100% sure what the problem is, because, like, one of the other things that I've found is oftentimes when dodging is important, you're better off not locking on. Like, if you lock on, it seems to almost screw you up more than if you're not locked on. You know, I think this is where I'm supposed to go. Like this guy. This guy, I think I need to use spells, because I have not managed to do a decent job against him without them. Because that wrecks me. Fortunately, he's a little bit more forgiving when it comes to time. Like, I can't dodge that, and I don't know why. Play the whole. Well, that's how I typically would play, but I have found that dodging, I have more control over dodging if I'm not locked on. But, like, I don't know if you noticed me doing that in a lot of boss fights where I would intentionally, like, take off the lock. I mean, I need to be locked on to cast spells. I've made it back here, and something's supposed to happen. Like, this is where I was stuck. This is where I was stuck. I went and fought my way up and talked to the big dragon on the big platform. Then I made my way here. There's a thing there I picked up. But there's, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. There was hints of, like, an invisible wall, but, like, I went against all of the walls that I could. Nothing that stands out. This is where I really need help, because I am completely stuck at what to do. I don't know what. I take that egg back to the guy in the Iron Keep. Okay, yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure the item I got from the dragon was this, right? The third dragon ring? I did get back to the dragon. I did go see this dragon. He did give me something. That lets me enter the memories of giants back in the forest of fallen giants. That's cool. What was that? That was one of those. Okay. Like, I don't remember clicking on something, but I might have just accidentally. But yeah, I went and talked to this big guy. You guys are all cool. I'm afraid that if I attack that dragon, that all of those little guys are gonna come and be pissed at me and never ever forgive me. But I really like this dragon too, like he's really cool. So now, take the egg back to the Iron Keep and I go to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Hey, thank you, Devil. I did not know where I needed to go, and that was actually quite frustrating. So, framing, what's on there? This way. That drop. Take that. I have a whole bunch of those. I should look at what they do. What does the dragon charm do? Dragon scale. Scale to offer the dragon? I assume that's the big dragon? That's something I want to do? Leftovers from yesterday are in the oven. If I'm hungry, I'm starving. And now I go in the memories, then I can fight the king without him being ridiculous defense, and then I should be good to go to the final boss. Wow, I'm that close to the end of the game? That's cool. What about DLC? Like, I think you had mentioned that I was close to the end of the game, but then I would have DLC. So do I do the DLC before the final boss fight, or do I do the DLC afterward? I guess. Looking for the dragon charm. I don't know what it does. Cures poison and greatly restores HP. Good to know. I like that item. All of these charms do that. That's cool. Did not know that. Okay, well, I can do the DLC after the final boss. It doesn't force New Game Plus. Okay. Well, that is good then. Deal with that. I'm going to... First I'm going to travel to Majula, and I'm going to take a quick break for supper, or not supper, lunch. So, thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna put the ornaments, let's see, is there a place I can put the ornament that is... Oh? I don't have anything that I can hang it on, I'm silly. Just do this. I can just... It's... There. Somewhere that fully visible. I want to put it on display, but... Think of that. This is the ornament prize. This is the ornament prize. Cute and pretty. You will win this. You shall retweet all of the things. That is the plan. That is the plan. I will probably also tweet some just like random stuff. That counts. And same with like Facebook and all that jazz, and just entering the chat and saying hello every day will get you one ballot. So that is, I think it'll be kind of fun, and it also sort of spreads out some of my stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick lunch. And I have to run out to go buy some batteries because Katie Cat is sick and can't do that. But it shouldn't take me too long. Should not take me too long at all. I will see you guys when I get back. Boop. Wait, no, that's not brake, this one is. Hello, everybody. Sorry about the delay. I apologize for that. How's everybody doing? I've just got a couple emails that came in while I was away that need to be answered. I'm gonna be doing that. Also, why is that so laggy? Weird. Again, sorry about this, guys. Just got a couple of things I need to take care of, and I will be right back to it. I'm just printing all of those things KT Cat wanted me to print. That's why the mic's muted. It makes a lot of noise. Okay, so I have a quick thing that I need to do that hopefully won't take too long. My golly, things today just have not been going the way they're supposed to go.
Welcome. A password is required to re-enter this site, so you'll need to create one here. You'll be asked for this password when you return to this site, so it needs to be something you can eat. Hello, my name is
Okay, so I'm
Chloe.
going to stop this